consumer residents when enforcement actions are brought against them in the enacting state. We conclude this contention is without merit. Bank further cites 14 AOS. Sup. 1974 Section 2-112, 14A to 112, which authorizes seller in consumer credit sale of motor vehicle to secure debt arising from sale by security interest in other motor vehicle used for purpose of transporting persons or property, as well as motor vehicle which is subject of sale. We conclude that section is not applicable because it was not adopted until after trial of present case, and parties did not follow procedure set out therein. Bank further argues Section 2-407, supra, does not prevent assignee of seller from taking additional security from buyer. In support of this, it refers to 14 AOS 1971 Section 2-408, 14A to 408, which provides in part, seller in this section does not include an assignee not related to the original seller. It then contends this definition of seller should be applied to Section 2-407, supra, and Section 2-407 should then be construed to permit assignee of consumer credit sales contract to take additional security. If Section 2-407, supra, were construed as bank contends, it would not aid bank in the present case. Here, Plains, as seller, took a security interest in the Vega and Corvette. Bank did not take a security interest in anything, but merely accepted an assignment of Plains' security interest. Plains' security interest in the Corvette was void under Section 2-407, supra. We find no authority which would allow this void security interest to become valid when assigned to bank. 5B Bender's Uniform Commercial Code Service Section 92B.33 considers provisions of Uniform Consumer Credit Code, which makes certain agreements void, and states, certainly any provision in the credit agreement, which is unenforceable or void is equally so against either the original creditor or assignee. Furthermore, in numerous cases, we have held assignee of conditional sales contract stands in shoes of his assignor, and defenses which vendee would have against assignor are available against assignee. Hudeberg Imported Cars, Incorporated. V. Hart, ACLA, 383 P2D 650. National Bank of Commerce of Tulsa v. ABC Constable Company, ACLA, 442 P2D 269. We conclude the only reasonable inference which can be drawn from bank's evidence is that Plains' security interest in Corvette was void under Section 2-407, supra, and that bank, as Plains' assignee, was not entitled to enforce it. In numerous cases we have held where plaintiff's evidence in replevin action affirmatively shows that defendant, and not plaintiff, is entitled to possession of property involved, there is no issue of right of possession to be submitted to jury, and the cause may be submitted to jury only upon issue of damages claimed by the parties growing out of the wrongful taking of replevin property. Oliver v. Leslie, 207 ACLA, 155, 248 P2D 624. Peace v. Golightly, 168 ACLA, 582 35 P2D 469. We conclude trial court properly limited jury's consideration to issue of damages. Bank further contends trial court erred in denying motion for new trial due to excess of damages. In support of this contention, bank cites evidence Corvette had 90,000 miles on it when Appley purchased it. Appley only paid $2,000 for it. It was not in running condition when bank repossessed it. Plains subsequently sold it for $600, $700, and Appley only sought $2,400 in original petition. Bank introduced no evidence concerning Corvette's value. Its witnesses did testify that after bank took possession, Plains sold it wholesale for $600, $700. Appley testified he paid $2,000 for Corvette, installed racing equipment on it, and invested $7,500 in it. It was in good condition and he could have fixed it for $125. In his opinion, it was worth $4,000 on date bank took it. Ronnie Carden testified he is drag racer, is familiar with value of Corvettes in area, and was familiar with Appley's Corvette. In his opinion, it was worth $3,500. The amount of verdict was within permissible limits reflected by evidence. Where evidence is conflicting as to amount of damages suffered, it is for jury to determine amount thereof from all competent